Oh, what's up, babies?
Hello, everyone.
Let me pop my teeth out so I can do some good voices for you.
Yeah, take out those braces, baby. And now that you've taken them off, we have a court case to do. Here we are.
Well, this is it.
Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. Six minutes we can call it that.
Anyway. Thank you. Hey, there we go.
Huh?
Hey, well.
It was what I should say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down little justice.
They sure do a lot of what the fuck?
What? What was that? I have no idea what this is.
Hold on. I have a guess.
He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking?
Phoenix just walks in.
I forgot my voice for him, but I'm just gonna go with that.
You make him sound like Pain.
Valiant grammar,
Yeah, I think that was more
Valiant
like that.
grammar, exclaimed as he walked through the door normally.
Aren't you the witness today? Aren't you the witness today? Are you, Uncle Valiant? A preposterous proposition.
Good thing I took my teeth out.
How could I stand on the stand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day.
Well, those giant fireworks is really helping out with that.
Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. Warning what? A grand glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth.
A glamour?
A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion, a ritual, a sacrifice. Hail Satan, Miss Trucy, though it pains me to say so. I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell! And there he goes.
You sure seem happy about that illusion thing.
Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or an Eiffel Tower or anything really.
So he was talking about what he saw at the concert.
Lammy's disappearing act.
And Prosecutor Gavin exploding guitar.
I wonder what he meant by it being the root of all that has happened.
Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Oh, excuse me, sir. Yeah? The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. The trial will not be commenced until 10:30. Sorry for the inconvenience. What? What happened? This is the first. It was about the judge's request. Some urgent personal business.
The judge caught that kid's disease.
Great.
Incuritis.
I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe he was mentioned that the chief judge was unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. The Chief Justice's son, huh?
Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial.
There's an article about the newspaper. Here you go, you can have my copy.
Hey, it isn't curitis. This is why they smuggle those cocoons.
If you can't read about it yourself. Here you go. Have this for your evidence. Incuritis? Where have I heard that before?
I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me.
Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. I like the funnies. "10:30 a.m. Man, we're so late. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say his name again?
Machi Tabai, our suspect fortissimo.
Right, it's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready to rock. We're repaired.
Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time.
Incuritis, was it?
I put my teeth back in, by the way.
That article said there's no known cure. There, Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law.
Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday.
Yes, there.
Romaine lettuce.
Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Gresson. This is a great help.
I never moment all, Your Honor. And just so you know, I've never liked you.
Did you hear what he said? He said he didn't like you. It was him. He said he didn't like you. It was him. I recognize that.
There's so many fucking flashbacks in this game.
There is. There's a lot of flashbacks. I don't remember this much flashbacks in the first trilogy.
I don't really remember hardly any flashbacks in the first trilogy.
Yeah. This guy, he did it. Look at him.
Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star as the season cliffhanger as a suspect?
I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings.
Darian Crescent is a member of my band, the Gavineers. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file new charges. He's innocent, I tell ya, and I'm not prosecuting him.
And your reason for that is why?
Weren't you aware, Air Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi. He was on stage with me.
An alibi?
Let's review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets.
Oh my god, do we have to flashback this too?
The Gavineers ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took the center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lammy, and Machi, along with a drummer and a bassist for a total number of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Lammy and the defendant, Machi Tobai, had left the stage at that point. And the Gavineers were already rocking. This is when the 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And Apollo, you heard them too, right?
I sure did.
Furthermore, Lammy herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. Lettuce and Detective Crescent talking.
But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was...
Precisely, Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less. It is impossible, and Lammy's a big fat liar. I'm gonna put this fist right through her face. A perfect alibi.
Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Darien Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged.
Which means that Lammy is retarded. Her testimony cannot be true.
Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring our verdict. If indeed there are no objections...
Uh-oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now...
But Professor Gavin's case is airtight. Lammy must have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center?
I'm not reading flashbacks anymore.
Does it tell us about his death? You know something. You know something so well. Well, I'm surprised they didn't just play the whole cutscene. Machi was trying to tell something, I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Very well. The court finds the defendant, or what was his name again? Your Honor! No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice?
Wait, what word is that, Neng? What word is
Marquis?
that? That's not it.
Oh, damn it. Damn it. What is it?
Marquis.
Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness.
Exactly who else do we need to hear from?
A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak American.
You don't mean...
I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tobai to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak American. We'll use interpreter.
Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases, such as olive juice and where's the toilet?
The defense would like to request Lammy as the interpreter. The Lammy? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. Will she be interpreting for the defendant? Why would she lie? This is most unusual.
Ha! Bravo, Air Floorhead. Air Judge, the prosecution agrees. If Lammy lies, I'll be able to tell. I can read her body language. Even my limited knowledge of the language will help me.
Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lammy to the witness stand.
I suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name, to begin with, if you would, Lammy.
Yes. He says Machi Tobai, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom.
every character I voiced in this in this case, something happened where I couldn't use them. This time, Matchy's the defendant still, or the witness, and you're having to voice him, even though he's my character.
Not that we really need an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I will what, Your Honor? Would what? You called the defendant to a stand, did you not? Do your job! What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I never thought I got this far. Hey, damn, I haven't thought that far.
Apollo, you're stupid. Aren't you gonna ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday?
How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Excuse me, a moment if I may speak. Yes, Lemmy. Just now, Machi said there is something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. What? What? What?
You heard me.
Well, Lemmy. According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What?
Well, this is a surprise. Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it!
Yeah, now we can go home. Alright, everybody, pack it up. This sounds too good to believe. Yeah, I know what that usually means.
Yahoo!
Well, if that's true, then this is vital testimony. Machi. Please testify to the court. Very well. He says the word...
Wait, no, you interpret for me.
Okay, fine. He says the word of Mr. Lettuce's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, couldn't have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them.
3 sentences?
I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them so closely.
I wonder what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lammy to know the meaning of that song.
Yeah. Lammy? What kind of testimony was that? That was a weak-ass testimony. Did you ever explain the song, lyrics of the song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked.
Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lammy might be protecting the witness.
Well, anyways, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me where. It worked yesterday, it'll work today.
You think Lammy's lying? Who are we gonna watch?
That's an interesting one. Well, which statement do you think we should catch first? He says, came as a great shock. But if the killing truth followed the lyrics of my song, that is, he cannot have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them.
Let's try to bracelet that one.
Okay.
I think that song or that sentence would make Apollo horny.
Oh, we're going right to him.
Oh,
Oh.
he looked left because the lyrics are in English.
Think that's it.
I mean, any movement during this.
Okay.
Yep, right there.
Machi.
Skibidi-boo.
You can't fool my eyes. Didn't you learn from yesterday?
Damn, Apollo looked right through the sunglasses.
He's got good eyes. You glanced towards her the very moment Lemery said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. What? Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must he continue this charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Ah. Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language. That is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Oh yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this! How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple, so simple it hardly requires an explanation. You read about it in the newspaper.
The Borginian one. The Borginian one didn't bring up the crime. There was something it omitted, I remember.
The newspaper? The Borginian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. That's right. What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they are quite fierce all of a sudden, and horny. Machi's lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. The paper, right?
The Borginian newspaper.
It doesn't mention the lyrics of her ballad. Huh. Curious. I have here a Borginian newspaper. The Borginian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there's a featured article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi?
Look at his body language.
That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. How would you know that? What is this all about? Sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in the Borginian newspaper. And now your mind is mine. What does this mean? But I don't see how it's possible. Oh, I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes.
Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself.
So, the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less.
We got him!
The witness will explain herself. Himself. Machi says, he says... Yes. It is true, I read the newspaper. But this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard of the lyrics from me. What? What? Is this true, Lemmy? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself.
And it looks like Air 4 has been jumping to conclusions again.
It seems so, yes. No, wait. I was onto something, I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination?
What are you gonna do, Apollo?
If I'm gonna keep on cross-examining, I better have an angle of attack.
Don't
Where
forget,
else?
that's your defendant.
I have an idea. My brace is still reacting.
I bet it's Lammy this time. She's lying.
Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness? I understand. Oh, damn. It was I who explained the crime followed the song. Oh, was it now?
What was it last time? Her a
She
swallow?
swallowed. Yeah.
Oh,
There
she
it
did it right
is.
there.
Gotcha! We're doing this again, Lammy. Lammy? I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? What, me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court, just like last time. Didn't you learn? I even pointed it out to you. It was I who explained. I see there is little point in trying to hide anything from you with your weird fucking eyes. Lammy, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe in myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lammy, you're protecting...
Machi.
Hey, Machi. Lemmy, you're protecting Machi. Obviously. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you lied to us twice. And now you have Lammy lying on your behalf. You look at that. You know what you hear what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying.
He looked left. He's evil.
If this is gonna work, you have to trust me too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. His first words in English. Witness, is this true? Do you understand Americano?
He has a thick accent.
Try that again in our language.
A little only.
What?
First, he could see. Now he can talk.
Well, wait till you find out he can fly.
And you did not know about this, Lammy?
No, I did not. It is quite a surprise. How many secrets is this witness hiding?
Last. This is last.
Machi, can you tell us what really happened?
No shooting. I didn't know shooting.
So you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those two gunshots, correct?
I was, but I didn't know shooting. Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in the dressing room, in refrigerator, manager on floor.
Which would be after the shooting, right?
Then there is a voice. Voice? Or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo?
So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Lettuce had already been shot. And then we came to the door.
Lie up. I take off. Run away.
So it was you who escaped through that air vent.
As the prosecution is upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitting to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? He said no shooting.
No, he clearly denied that he did it. He said no shooting.
No shooting. Manager on floor, already on floor. The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He is the shooter.
Does the defendant have anything to say to this?
He's clammed up, Apollo. Save him.
Then let's ask Mr. Justice. Will you require any further testimony from the witness? Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. The cocoon. Ah, yeah. Cocoon. Born here.
Here, cocoon. Incredible.
You a smuggler? What? I can't believe you smuggled. Why'd you do that? You want to make money?
Smuggle like Harry.
You want to make money?
I knew.
That cocoon has something to do with this. Maji, please, tell us the truth for your own sake.
No more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust here, Forehead.
Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him.
Regardless, this brings us to an impasse.
It does seem that the defense and defendant are at odds. I doubt we are likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. I see no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Wow, we started late and we have to get forced to take a break? Worst day ever.
Apollo, Eustace.
Eustace. That's justice, kid. You better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some.
Billy, I know shooting.
Machi claims Mr. Lettuce was already down the ground when he entered the room.
Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it. Suddenly, I hear a revolver. Close, very close. Then I hear a voice.
You heard gunshots?
Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver, but only sound.
Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room and found Mr. Lettuce already dead and then you heard shots? If that's true...
Then he could have been killed during the second act. Remember, the guitarist was the only one that wasn't there for the second act.
So, you were at the crime? Or you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots?
And you escaped through the air vent.
I know. huh? What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage.
So the vents went to both the stage and the backstage area? Is that what he means?
Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo.
Huh, yeah. But how did you know it was connected like that?
Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed that hall or something. I always climb in vents. I hear this from magician.
Magician?
Don't look at me.
I knew it was you this whole time,
It
Trucy.
wasn't me.
How come every conversation we come back to this accusation, huh? Every
I didn't
time.
shoot him during the second act.
What do you mean you couldn't shoot this guy? I knew you could. You could pull something off. A magician, huh? Always coming back to this.
Well, at least we're clear on one thing. I didn't do it. Machi didn't shoot Mr. Lettuce.
Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the room to find the body and then he heard the shots? That was gonna go over well in court. Not.
Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even the lies. That's what Daddy always told me.
I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do?
You sure you won't testify, Machi? I knew. No talking. Well, it was worth a shot.
That cocoon. Can't go home. Why you can't go home? Because I have the cocoon, I'm gonna die. Can't go to Virginia. I do not want to go home because I'm gonna die. Death. That's right, small spoke of death, yep. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach.
Guess we'll just have to send him back to Virginia.
That's the spirit, Apollo. So, what's your plan?
If Machi won't testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify.
It's gonna be Lammy again.
Someone else?
Or maybe Crescent?
I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there.
Right.
We're gonna have you testify, Trucy. I think it's time we get that confession out of you. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, I'm glad that you were able to sort things out with the defendant, that he's able to come up here now. Yep.
No talking.
Yep, Your Honor, we had a good talk.
He put the burning in my rectum.
Very well. So, will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What?
Shame. And here I thought this was your big chance to turn this case around.
Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I would like to cross-examine the witness in this case. Lammy, get your ass back up there. You're going up there for the 4th time. Again?
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that she sucks.
Lammy was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lammy dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself.
What?
Think he's shocked because they didn't finish the job?
She survived? Even though we already saw her.
I've heard no such report.
Prosecutor Gavin, why would anyone be out to kill Lammy? Can you think of a reason?
She's ugly, and she's a horrible voice. And she's a liar.
Think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think? I do! It was the same person who shot Mr. Lettuce!
I knew it was something.
The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out.
So, am I to understand that this is what you're saying? Namely, that there is a nugget in her testimony. A really good nugget?
Exactly. If Lemmy was attacked, this has serious implications. Very well. There was some vague points in her testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we would have into some. The court will hear Lammy's testimony once more.
Lammy, I must apologize.
Fuck you, I heard what you said.
We must ask you to stand and speak again.
You need not apologize, but fuck you anyways.
Everybody, watch her throat as she lies.
I know that Machi is innocent. And I will do all I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday then. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. And that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct.
At which point I proved she could not be correct. She's stupid. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof.
You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice. I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there.
Yep.
And yet it is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness will be so kind as to testify once more to the court. Of course, Your Honor. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Lettuce and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was the smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony. I am sorry.
I'm sure something changed.
I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth.
Why was her brooch in there? Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have just said to happen is impossible.
Do I have to repeat myself? Lammy was attacked because of this testimony. What? Trucy, why you look at me?
Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you were pretty cool.
Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. I was on my way stage to backstage. Is something wrong? I know I said hold it, but she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice? So sorry, it's nothing. Please continue testimony. Now I know what they mean about the reckless youth these days.
The one in red over there is the shining exemplar, Judge.
You're the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar. Alright, maybe we just go to the statements. That's new?
That one's new.
It is. Because you didn't name the detective till the last second. Darian Crescent? I did not know his name at the time. But yes, it was him. The one who took the stand yesterday.
How many times do I need to remind you that that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him. Your ears are mistaken.
Because the window at the scene was closed? Is that why?
Of course. Apollo, if we keep asking... Ugh, I choked on my spit. Apollo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we're not gonna get anywhere.
She's right. Maybe there's a different angle I can try.
What were they talking about?
Lemmy, did you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but... I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase?
Touch me harder. You remember something that was said?
Why did you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it. The clue I've been waiting for. Well, what did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Lettuce. The shooter then, Darian Crescent. Well, what did he say? Trucy made me do this. Press the switch now. Switch? And the shooter said this is the victim, Mr. Lettuce? I thought it quite strange myself afterwards. It is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, care to shed some light on this?
Yeah, look at the switch we found.
Yeah, look at the switch we found. Maybe we can add that to testimony.
Maybe, Apollo.
In the small window, I heard a voice saying, press the switch now. Now, do we press or do we present?
Present.
You mean this thing? This thing? Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words.
Oh. Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights. Or maybe that switch you found has showed me.
True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens I have a switch right here. That certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Where the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there.
On the stage?
Are you claiming that the voice Lemmy heard was of someone commanding another to press this switch? It's a possibility.
Oh, Air Forehead? I'd call that an impossibility.
Why?
It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from the dressing room. Not to mention that the Japanese were in the middle of a sick concert. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard.
The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout.
So, too, have Air 4 has cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard. We were right in the middle of our famous hit song, Justy's Nuts.
Sorry, but he wouldn't have need to shout.
Yeah, he would've.
You heard what I said, loser. Or do you need me to shout it out for you? It would have been quite simple to be heard on the stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it'll be easy to get a message to someone on stage from the dressing room. Take this and shove it. Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this.
Why, that's a noodle.
What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone they invented while I wasn't looking? Close, Your Honor. This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications? Device? From what I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, actually, they're for talking between band members. We all had one on.
So you admit that if you were wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage will be simple.
True, but wait. Those send out an electrical signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. Lammy said it was about 30 feet, right?
Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum. Exactly. The walk from the stage to the backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet.
I can't breathe!
So when Lammy heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage.
I'm so freaking out! I'm sweaty! You're claiming this is a switching question? Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? It could have been placed in the pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said, press the switch.
Well, I guess we don't. An unfortunate situation. I'm afraid that until we know where this switch was, there's little point in debating it. Damn it. I was sure this is the way to go with this.
What is this switch, anyway? We don't even know that basic fact.
Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion...
Wait, it makes a fire? So it could shoot a bullet off, couldn't it?
It theoretically could if it was hooked up to the gun. It ends up in proof that completely changes this case.
What's up, Apollo? Apollo?
We know about this switch, right? We know what it is.
Yeah?
Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what this switch is. Well, it seems the defense is set upon linking this switch to the case. Let's see your evidence of the link. What evidence do you have to explain what this switch is? We'll start with the guitar, right?
No.
No?
Left. The transmitter thing.
Oh, this thing?
That, the igniter, yeah.
Okay. Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this?
That!
That what? Is it another one of those newfangled phones? This is an igniter. What phone looks like this? Come on. Igniter? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually.
You aren't saying this is a switch. You aren't saying that this switch is a remote.
I am. This is the remote trigger for an igniter.
What?
Look, I'll show you. Mr. Justice, you will cease and desist from burning down this courtroom. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I expected, Happens. If my whiskers had caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. This switch is a remote igniter trigger. Doesn't that suggest something to you?
You're talking about what happened to me, aren't you? When I played music so good my guitar set on fire. Ha!
Exactly. That night at the concert, there was but one unusual burst of flame. And it wasn't from your sick guitar skills. Wasn't that part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware such a thing had been planned. And the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake.
That's right. He got it in Virginia from Lammy. He said the sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it's just kind of smokes. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns. There, forehead.
Yes.
Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. You think I'm the shooter? Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lammy? And the guitar's sudden catching on fire.
I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Lars and the shooter were at the crime scene. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press a switch. The switch was pressed and the guitar caught fire. Well, that does seem to make sense. Though something about it is bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it though. Really? It seems pretty simple to me. Stupid judge.
You idiot. Don't destroy what little respect I had for you.
Wow, you respected me?
I was expecting something a little more sensible. I guess I was wrong.
What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin?
His simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar caught fire, yes? The cause may have been this indeed. However, the guitar got caught on fire during the second set. That's right, of course. The guitar caught on fire during the second set. Indeed, yet the shooting happened during the third set. The two are not related.
Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. The whole premise for this is faulty.
See, his story makes no sense.
Are you sure about that? What? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. Take that. What premise is this specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act.
What's this? But Detective Emma Skye heard shots and found the body. All this happened in the third act.
Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time.
No shooting.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony. Namely, that the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting.
This is insane.
Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. The next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. We know that a remote trigger ignited was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballet performance, the second act. Order, order, order! But that goes against the evidence. What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes?
Hey, he's right, look. The bullet is supposed to come after the fire.
You're thinking about it the wrong way.
Huh?
Look, why would the shooter craft the events of the day to follow the lyrics anyways? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics.
You're saying the order was reversed on purpose?
Huh? Reverse, Prosecutor Gavin?
If the criminal followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flame. Yet, Air 4 has raised another possibility. He's claiming that the bullet came not after, but just before the fire.
Could have put it better myself. We were only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flames. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else would the killer risk discovery by moving the body? That was the final touch to make us think he followed the lyrics the whole way. Order, order, order! That would explain the most unusual situation. It does! The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
I have to piss. I'll be right back. I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly, it has. Let me tell you why your fairy tale makes no sense at all.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. You've given us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics of my song. But I question your logic. For it's flawed from the very beginning.
Flawed?
Yes, a contradiction there, Forehead. One I pointed out several times, no less. What do you think it is?
It's impossible. It's like the thing you've been saying the whole time.
At the time of the crime was a small window at the scene was closed. How could Lammy have heard a voice through it?
Oh.
I know that you would like to divert our attention from this critical fact. But you're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise.
Right. Lammy's testimony is my entire case. That voice you heard, the shooter's voice.
What if she couldn't hear it, Apollo?
Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene, we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. It can't be all coincidence, but how do I make it work?
I need a more direct line of questioning is required. I see you more. When the crime scene was investigated, immediately after the crime, that window was closed. Care to tell us how Lammy heard the voice while the window was open during the second act?
A key point to be sure. Mr. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice, you got one thing to prove, and it's one thing only. Lammy heard a voice, and she heard it during the second sec. Think, how was Lammy able to hear the voice?
But she heard it in the second set.
So the window was open, right?
She was somewhere else. She was doing the magician trick. But the trick was to go down through the ducts or something like that.
You think so?
Yeah, remember her brooch was in the room.
Oh, yeah. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it, had it been open either. Meaning, it was impossible to hear the voice through that window.
Ah, it's good to hear you making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you too might be bullshit.
As I was saying, Lammy could not hear the voice through the window. So there can only be one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this now?
Ha 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 ha, you do amuse me so.
To be fair though, if you were Gavin and you were hearing all this crackpot theory, it sounds ridiculous.
And here I thought you and good sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you and good sense speak two entirely different languages. One sounds like skibidi-dee-bee-dee-bee, and one sounds like American. Shall I interpret for you, Forehead? Lammy clearly said she heard the voice through that small window. There's only one small window at the scene. Now there's two. That great, right?
Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene?
It was Machi's fingerprints on the grate, though, not hers. There is?
Ah, I know that look. He wants us to ask him. Very well. You claim Lammy heard the voice from another location. Mr. Justice, show us where this location was. Lammy heard the voice from here.
No, go left.
Left?
Yeah, the grate from the step ladder, that one.
This one? Are you sure it's not? Sure it's not these?
Those aren't small windows, though.
Yeah, I guess it could be this one, yeah. Oh, wait, let's scroll back. Okay. It was from here. This is where Lammy heard that voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. What did she tell us? She says she's a Borginian. I'm familiar with her language. It's not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window.
Now you've done it. You've gone past ridiculous and into ludicrous. So Lammy was up in the ventilation system listening to this man's voice?
That's the only logical explanation, yes?
Logical? I don't think you know what that word means.
Okay, what about it isn't logical?
Ha! It hardly merits saying. Why would Lammy be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat. No offense intended to her, of course.
Offense taken. The explanation for that's simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it Lammy? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit it had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed. But why should that mean I could not hear through it? I feared our prosecutor might himself need an interpreter. The problem here is words. Lammy, the small window through which you heard the voice. Was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on a wall? Yes, it was up on the ceiling.
What?
Order, order! I will have order! Witness, you will clarify this statement to the court. Are you, in fact, saying that you were up above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact, I was. I am sorry. I never imagined it would become such an important point. Yeah, well, why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure. I can't. May I remind you that this is a murder trial. We will hear your testimony. Tell us why you witnessed the crime from above the ceiling of that room. Please.
The magic
Well,
trick, duh.
Looks like I'm on the right track. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. I had heard there was a small window there before. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. But bound to secrecy? In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. But you say you were in the middle of your performance. So this did happen during the second set. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Yes, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail.
That's what the cross-examination is for, right?
Yeah.
Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation, no binding pact may hinder that mission. Reveal the magician's tricks.
Very well. Mr.
No,
Justice,
Apollo, don't!
you may begin the cross-examination. I'm gonna do it, Shooty. Fuck you.
What are you going to do, Apollo?
I'm gonna find out the truth. Cover your innocent ears, Trucy. She was up about that scene for a reason. I just have to get it out of her. I'm about to say when I heard the voice. Above the ceiling? Could you be more specific? I cannot. Because you're bound to secrecy. Yes. To tell the truth, I was not supposed to even say I was above the ceiling. I dare not say more.
She's gonna keep saying that unless you press the right one, I bet.
Doesn't sound like I'll be able to coax out her just asking. Heard that there was a small window there before. Okay, we can go straight for evidence then. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I heard. That's why I was there. I cannot say.
Wait, can we just press that one? Or you think she'll just
Right.
I cannot say.
Yeah, we can press that, right? You heard the gunshots during the second set, during your performance. You're quite sure? Yes. Why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us this yesterday? No one asked me. I thought you all knew. That prosecutor called me dumb the whole time. I told you Machi was not the killer. I told you this many times. Yes, you did. But you never told us why. I am sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling?
She's not talking, Apollo. What do we do?
We'll just have to prove it ourselves. As long as she is bound by this pact of silence, she won't talk. But if I can prove why she was up there, she'll have to admit it.
But how are you gonna prove that? She was singing on stage, Apollo. She couldn't have been up in the ceiling, too.
Yes, she could. Stop playing dumb, Trucy. You know the answer. I got theory as to why, too. And maybe I've got the evidence to prove it. And
Should we present the tape on that last statement?
Right
or
here?
this one, I guess, either one.
Present the tape?
Yeah, the tape with the magic trick.
I'm bound to secret in this matter. Now, which statement do we do it for? Can I say?
Probably that one.
Okay.
Either of these, I think.
Your Honor, I got the right answer. Oh, that's the wrong answer.
You're a fucking
fool.
idiot. I better play an air guitar at you, you moron.
You don't sound very sure. Objection overruled. Alright. Bound to secrecy on this matter. So I was there, can I say? Middle performance. I had no time to report what I heard. Is this where we show it? Oh, well, we can press this. No
Yeah,
time to
just
report.
press it.
So without a word, you just left the third set start? After the curtain closed with the second set, there was still much to do. You could have prevented this whole misunderstanding if you just told us sooner. Yes, perhaps I could have.
I see little point in fucking with her. What's done is done. The mind works differently when one is in the middle of a performance. Why, I've lost my voice in the middle of a show and kept on singing, completely unaware.
Singing without a voice? How did you pull off that concert? If only I could get Lammy to talk. Pressure on her like this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere.
I'd just present that tape on that one. Not this one, the fourth one.
Cannot say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any other evidence, so... Lammy, truth be told, the reason for your presence above the ceiling is quite easily obvious. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right here, on this VCR tape. Yeah, play the whole thing. From start to finish. Everybody go get your pee break. It's gonna take a while. I can't believe they're actually playing this whole thing. We didn't need to replay the whole thing, you know. As we can see, Lemmy was clearly on stage for entire performance. Everyone, welcome back from your pee break. Aha! Though it's saddening to be so realistic, Lemmy is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So the only explanation is that she was hidden from view. And during that time, she moved to the back of the forum.
Apollo!
Shut up! What?
It's not nice to reveal our secrets. It's against the rules.
But I'm a lawyer. I'm not supposed to be nice. Fuck you. This is all very fascinating. But how is it possible? There's only 20 seconds between that when she disappears and reappears. She couldn't have moved that fast. Is something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin? This was his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. Aha! He's just realizing his own oversight. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here we can trace a route through the ceiling. It goes from the stage through the backstage to the rear of the forum. Recall Lemmy's testimony from yesterday. From the stage to the backstage exit. There's like a little window there. That's all. She went from the stage to the backstage exit? A perfect description of this route above the ceiling. Lemmy knew this because of her part in the illusion. But she wasn't the only one who knew.
What?
Just now in the lobby, Machi told me something. He said,
I know, Shooty.
what he meant. Stage and backstage.
He said that?
Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin?
Why would I know your private conversations? I knew about the Vanishing Act, of course. Yet I had no idea of what route would be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Magicians only reveal details on a need-to-know basis. They're the bread and butter of the magician's life, you know?
Yeah, well,
Remember
right
when
now,
I said that last time?
Yeah, well, right now that's making it hard for us, Shooty. You're making our life difficult. Which is why he bound Lemmy to secrecy. Well, Lemmy, I am impressed, Mr. Attorney. Machi was right about you. So, what does this mean? Are you saying you used this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that. But I'm still a little confused. Why's that, Your Honor? As I said before, there was very little time between that when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds tops? How could she do it so fast? Especially if she stopped to hear the shooter's voice. That's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well, Mr. Justice. Continue spoiling more of those magic, please. Yes? It's all up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lemmy was able to teleport like she did. Or I'm throwing your case out with the bathwater. Why do I get picked on? It's Lemmy who isn't going along with the program here. Fucking magicians, I hate them. As I've stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. Then, you'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it will be your job to wring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. Alright. I feel like a student before finals.
Good luck, Apollo.
Shut up!
Don't give away the secret, Apollo.
I followed the route exactly as I was instructed. There is an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the forum on the opposite side from the stage. The plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes, you say? The mystery deepens. I suppose it was too much to hope that the judge would just come up with
She
something.
did it like 20 seconds. She had 2 minutes to do it.
That's what she
Press
says.
that.
Did you say how's that?
Press it.
Oh.
Maybe she'll tell us how she did it so fucking fast.
As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lammy is saying and what we can see plainly in the video.
I figured it out already. I'm a magician.
Okay, tell me.
Not a chance. I can't reveal a magician's secret. That's our bread and butter.
It's bread and butter.
I was hoping she'd say bread and butter too.
He's supposed to be on my side here. You know what, Trucy? You're not even gonna help me get out. Alright. Straight to the 2 minutes. From there, one can enter the forum on the side. Plans for me to move there in 2 minutes. 2 minutes? Yes, it can be done in 1 minute if you are running.
How did she do it in 20
Running?
seconds?
In that cramped, dark tunnel above the ceiling? Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. Yeah, that's true, but... So, you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes? Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Lammy disappears on the video for just 20 seconds. But she says she made the trip in 2 minutes. How?
If you want my professional opinion, I bet the real answer's right there in that video.
Well, Mr. Justice, perhaps you have some evidence for us. Something that can explain this discrepancy between the video and her testimony?
I need to watch that video again so we can figure it out.
Evidence explaining the discrepancy. God damn it, why do we have to watch this video again? Okay, here we go.
Okay, can we figure out why it took 22 minutes? Is this part of mannequin? Nope, she's moving.
I don't know. My only guess is that the stage has to rise? And it takes time because of that?
Oh,
What?
I did notice something.
What?
I don't think it's the evidence though. Look at, she has her brooch on here and she doesn't have it on at the end.
Huh.
That might be something else though. I don't know how that makes it so it's 20 seconds, 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, she could be delayed because she dropped her brooch, right? But that doesn't explain how she made their fast.
Yeah.
Duh. Don't see anything else. Let's see. Video and a testimony.
Shooty said it's in the video.
We just watched the video. Maybe. Maybe it's. I don't know. She's sitting on a trapdoor. Wait, I did notice something.
What? Did you notice just now the igniter going off?
No, not that. But I did see that.
You can see it flash. What'd you notice?
Machi's gone, right?
He's just in a shadow.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, he's down there at the piano. Actually, you can see the igniter go off. So we know at that point she was down in the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a double?
It could
Look, her
be a
hair's
double.
brown. Wait, her hair's always brown, isn't it? Or is it black? No, it's
No,
brown.
it's brown. She come back up and it was brown again. But we did notice the igniter going off, yes. So that is a clue. The igniter went off.
Maybe present the igniter then.
There's one piece of evidence that explains the discrepancy between video and testimony. Igniter.
Either that or the remote, but I would say igniter because you can see it.
Aha! So this is it. The magical key to unlocking this illusion's dark secret.
I think we got it wrong.
Tell us how it works, quickly. I can't bear the suspense. Just kinda hoping someone else would jump in at this point. Well, you see...
There, Judge. He's an idiot. I haven't the faintest idea what he's talking about, and neither does he. I'm a little confused too there, Apollo. Well, Trucy, just tell him the answer.
Yeah, Trucy.
Better luck next time, Pollywog.
Mr. Justice, I'm holding you responsible for spoiling my mood. Is that a tear just saw in the judge's eye? Okay, now to rethink this through. Keys in the video somewhere, sure of it. Okay. Which statement did we press to even get there?
It was this one.
Okay. Okay, switch.
If it's not switched, the only thing I can think is brooch.
Discrepancy between one piece of evidence explains the discrepancy between video and testimony. Is it just the brooch because when she reappeared, she didn't have it?
Yeah, was that a... Yeah, she didn't have it, but she had it up on the stage.
Well, assuming that the one on stage is a double, right? Assuming that's our theory,
Yeah.
then we'll prove the theory true because she didn't have the brooch, right? And she did say she stopped halfway for something. Could be because of the brooch. What do you think? Is that a good theory?
I think it's a double.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming it's a double too.
Yeah, and the brooch, that part of her costume fell off, so she couldn't have had it on the second half. That's
Yeah,
why she
and
didn't have it.
Yeah, and that's also why she stopped halfway, I think. Okay. Lammy, do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha, the brooch. We saw that yesterday, did we not? It was found at the scene, Your Honor.
And you're bringing this up now, why? I thought we had already determined that when that was dropped.
So did I. But we hadn't. Take another look at the video. I'll play it in 0.5 speed this time, so you can look real closely. Here, you can see she's wearing the brooch. Huh, so she is. Let's look a bit later. What? The brooch, it's gone!
What?
Yes. The brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. And it takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. Which means there can only be one explanation. The Lammy we see before the vanishing act and the Lammy we see after are two different people! What? The brooch was found on the floor in the crime scene. And not just on the floor, but on the floor directly beneath the air vent.
It was Matchy the whole time.
Lammy, tell me. Did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage? At the very moment you witnessed the crime.
You pulled the mask off of Matchy, he grows like 3 feet and it's another Lammy. Oh yes, my twin.
Yes, I think I did. Order! Prosecutor Gavin!
From your expression, I got no idea this was the case here, Judge. I, of course, knew about it.
What?
Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me. That the switch and the shooting took place at the exact same time.
So, I was right? There was a switch?
There it was. Just before the stage's tower rose, Lammy was replaced.
While we're on the subject, just who was this replacement, Lammy?
Why, the man behind the... I knew it was gonna be him. Valiant Grammy.
It was Grammy?
Grammy.
Grammy?
Grampy.
That's
Dramari.
quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you were on the stage. That's right. But this fake Lammy is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true.
Headset, she was... Come on, Apollo, you're a fucking idiot. Think it through for once. They were just playing a recording. We don't lip sync. The Gavineers aren't some kind of air guitar band, Fraulein. Oh, you mean I'm wrong?
Yeah, you're stupid.
When we play a show live, we play live, no recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lammy?
Very well.
She was just singing while she was crawling.
Yep. Yes, do tell and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing, even while I moved. You were singing while moving through air vents?
And
Yes.
Darian and Lettuce didn't hear her?
Well, remember, music was blaring super loud, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings, so I used this. Wait, so you were singing the whole time? Even when you were crawling above the ceiling towards the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing, when everywhere I go is the same darkness? But if you were singing while you were walking...
That's right. Wouldn't the shooter and the victim have heard?
She was singing right over their heads after all.
That's right.
Are you sure?
You have to be pretty hard of hearing to miss someone singing in the ceiling.
Once again, we come back to the state of the scene of the crime.
What state?
I know what he means. That old speaker, Apollo.
The speaker? The speaker is blaring that time murder. Ask for water in the station room. Water.
Satisfied? That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing the direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually.
So Lammy singing in the ceiling sounded just like Lammy singing over the speaker. Ingenious! Her voice was hidden by her voice. Lammy? I have just remembered something. Do tell. When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, so I stopped singing.
What? Everyone would have noticed.
I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song stopped? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse, so not many would notice.
Forehead, that mixing board I lent you, where is it?
The mixing... Uh-huh?
That machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks.
Oh, this! I completely forgot about this giant system that I was dragging along with me. Let's take a listen. Alright, music ears, it's all you.
It's gonna be right when you see the igniter, right?
The song does stop there. Did it stop there? Or maybe we're just so used to the regular song. Well, to this clip that we didn't notice.
Yeah.
It does? I must have missed it. Look at the lyric sheet. At the top of the second verse. See where it says pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again.
She just says it one time.
She did say one time. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. The crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during Lammy's ballad. If that is true, then no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Darian Crescent could have done it. He was on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Fascinating.
What?
I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turned around quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains.
What's that, Prosecutor Gavin?
Air Forehead's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lammy's testimony.
Yes? Is there a problem with that?
Well, it is quite simple, though it pains me to say it. Lemmy kept lying.
But you have no proof.
Objection, but you have no proof.
All I'm saying is that the truth is yet unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself.
The man? You don't mean...
Yes, me, here I come. Yes. Though he is a friend and a band member, Darian must take the stand. I'm slithering up. I see no other way. Here I come. I'm climbing in your windows. I'm snatching your people up.
As someone with a new perspective on the case.
As a suspect, to be frank.
Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. And I'm ready to catch him. Darian Crescent, get ready for justice.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Hide your cocoons too, cause I'm stealing everything out of here.
This is as good as any time to pause for a brief recess. The prosecution will summon the witness. Have him here and ready by the time we begin.
I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are.
Very well. Court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. Oh, to be continued. Next time, Kevin can finally do some talking. I feel like I voiced 90% of this video.
It's okay, that's how I felt last case.
Alright, well, until next time, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.